Hi all, it is me, Erica Aiden, your chakra healing energy alignment coach, and I am going to do part 2 of energy alignment. And this is going to go a little further into the mind, body, and spirit coherence, because you are definitely three things for sure. You're your mind, you are your body, and you are your spirit. And everything gets controlled in this vessel. This person, this thing that you are in existence that we get to see and touch and smell and feel and understand and know and do and all of those things. So, coherence, okay, is the quality of being logical and consistent, and it's also the quality of forming a unified whole. So I want you to think of your body, your mind, and your spirit as a unified whole, okay? So we talked a lot about disease processes and how your body innately wants to heal last time. So here is where sort of the rubber meets the road. This is where your mind, body, and spirit are all operating in the same direction. Think about that. Okay, think about the things that your body does. Think about the things that your mind does, and think about the things that your spirit does, and all those things want. Okay, so it's funny because when I think about mind, body, and spirit, when everything is going in the right direction or the same direction, okay, this can either be a great thing or a very bad thing. So if your mind is playing tricks on you, saying, just exhibiting limiting beliefs, limiting sayings, telling yourself that you are something other than what you feel, okay, in your spirit and in your body, then all those things are not working correctly, okay? So let's also say that your body doesn't want to go out for a walk, doesn't want to do a little bit of exercise. Heck, even doing like silly, not silly, but the mundane things that need to happen, things like maybe taking a shower, which is often what happens when we get depressed or sad or we hurt. We don't want to do those things, and it's so important. But when your body doesn't want to do that, guess what? Your mind starts to play tricks on you, and your spirit also feels lonely and empty. So think about that as we talk about even creating this flow, okay? And healthy bodies can create a flow as well. I mean, when you're in the flow, have you ever just been in the flow? When you're writing, when you're doing a task, when you're at work, when you're with your family, when you're with your friends, when you're by yourself and in that flow, doesn't it feel great? And everything is working because your mind is working on what your body's working on and your spirit is working in the same capacity. Sometimes this happens at church. Sometimes this happens when you're out in nature, where you just feel that flow. And when they are all in agreement, it moves better. Wouldn't you agree? And when they're out of alignment, when you're not working in the flow, when you're not working together on all three, it feels off. It's harder, it's more tiring, and this also applies in the illness realm, okay? When you're ill and just letting the illness take over, which I know that's a struggle, and I know it's tiring, and especially not just disease processes, but like when you're having toxic thoughts, when you're just letting it overwhelm you, letting those things get into your mind and completely letting it affect your body and completely letting it affect your spirit, you're not in agreement there. Because again, your body has an innate ability to heal. It wants to heal. And sometimes that healing isn't a full process. And I'm not saying that energy alignment is going to cure you. Certainly not, because that's ridiculous. Okay? But energy aligned also does mean that you get to have a different perspective. It means that you get to let your mind, body, and spirit relax into that flow, because The flow shouldn't be stringent. It shouldn't be forced. It should be something that feels natural, and that takes practice, okay? And this feels like that inner current, okay? I mentioned that I've worked on people that were in disease processes, and here's the thing: when you start moving your energy, okay, down, above, down, inside out, we talked about this, or even working in alignment for chakras, which goes up, okay, because this is your reaching out to the divine. It all meshes, it all fits, it all works together to make those things happen. Oh gosh. And here's the thing too, and this is so funny. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, this isn't true for everybody, except for when it is. And what I mean by that is there are people that are so resistant to wanting that flow to happen. Fear, anxiety, sometimes it's just simply procrastination, or they don't know what's going to happen, which is also fear of the unknown. This is okay if you feel like that. If you're thinking this is not for me, that's fair. Because this does take work. This takes time. This takes recognition of who and what you are, and then who and what you want to be, who and what you need to be, and what you need to put out to the universe, and what you need to receive as well. And let's face it, we're not all great at getting those things, getting our needs met, either because of our limiting beliefs or because we've just never felt that before. And that's fair. But I'm telling you, if you try, if you put in just a little bit of effort, just change one thing: the amount of water that you intake. I know there's a lot of people that just don't like the taste of water. I totally understand. It's bland, okay? Or even putting in fruits and vegetables, lean meat, something that's healthy, nutritious for your body. Paying attention to what you put into your mind, because there's also just a lot of people right now are just in fear, and it's so scary because it's unknown, or they're watching repetitive news sources that are hammering home this fear. And I will tell you, one of the things that just as recently happened, I'm watching my news feed light up about the tragedy in Australia, and my God, what that community has done is band together in celebration, because that is supposed to be light and love. And boy, that is one of those things that we can bring into our lives as individuals as well. We can spread light and love amidst horrible tragedies. And I've had some tragedies happen in my life. And some of them I dealt really well with, and some of them I dealt really, really poorly with. And truly, when I find myself back in alignment, when I find myself back in a flow, something positive, when I don't let this get in the way, and then I let my spirit show, my physical body does the same thing, okay? You can't do bad things if you're in alignment, because it's anti what everything else is doing. So you can't live in alignment when you're not feeling aligned. So simple. Now, another thing that we do as human beings is we hold in emotion. We've been told at some point probably that it's bad to show emotion. Don't cry, don't get angry, don't get upset, don't show exuberant joy. Like, don't. But look, if you're not showing your emotions and you're not processing those, they get stuck energetically in your body, and your body just wants to release it, right? Okay? And I'm not saying go out and do awful things because you're angry. What I am saying is find a way to process those things that are in alignment with mind, body, and spirit, something that's going to positively influence you, something that's going to direct that anger into something productive. Maybe you just need to paint a picture. Maybe you just need to write it down in a journal. Maybe you just need to go to one of those places that you can just smash stuff and let it physically get out, maybe you need to pray. Maybe you need to meditate. Maybe you need to read the Bible, the Torah, something uplifting, something, chicken noodle soup for the soul, I think is what it's called, which is wonderful. I've read them, or at least one of them. Not all of them. There's hundreds, I guess. But when you do all these good things for outlets, you are allowing your mind, body, and spirit to live in coherence. And why does this matter? Because when you are aligned, you make better decisions. When you are aligned, you remember your limiting beliefs and you begin to eliminate them. You are not those horrible things that other people have said about you. You are not the horrible things that you say about yourself. You are not small. You are not insignificant. All of that aligns with the mind, body, and spirit working together, making sure that it's saying, look, no, I'm not. I am this physical being. I am this spiritual being. And I am this mental being as well. These things are so important to recall and to remember and to live according to who you are. And, you know, there's a 5-part system that I wrote that I call the Sage Shift. And this works all in tandem with figuring out your energy, where you're stuck, how to release this, how to block it, how to move through it so that you can be more aligned with your authentic self. And moving forward eliminates, again, or at least breaks down those blocks where you're feeling stuck or blocked or even overwhelmed or heck, even underwhelmed. And then when you start working on your alignment and where things are feeling stuck, blocked, overwhelmed, now you're not leaking this energy. Now you are putting it into the right place where it belongs to create an even flow. Something that is going to be able to go over rocks and turbulation. It's going to be able to go over waterfalls, and you're going to already be predetermined, because you're in coherence, to make something beautiful and not something horribly scary. So make sure that as you start this practice, you are manifesting to yourself who you are, who you want to be. The loving side, that compassionate side, that side that doesn't live listening to, again, those limiting beliefs. You are drawing in power so that you can help it flow, so that you can get everything aligned. And then when those things are happening, you are now expelling negativity, dissipating it because you don't want anybody else to have it. You are dissipating that because it no longer rings true. It's no longer there. And the universe is this wonderful, vast place that knows exactly what to do with the energy. It knows how to turn it into something else and move it into somebody that maybe needs an energy that's been changed. Because you can change your energy. You can. It's amazing. And alignment, one step at a time, is building foundations. You're building yourself up to be that master of yourself and the master of what you can control. What you do, who you are, what you believe and what you don't believe. How you're feeling, how you're doing, how you're loving, how you're lighting up yourself and lighting up the people around you. So, part 2 of energy alignment. And again, this is important stuff, y'all, because who wants to be stuck? Who wants to always be blocked? Just start with one thing, one limiting belief to eliminate. And then you'll find that it's faster. Find one physical thing that you can do that you maybe don't feel like you want to or feel like you can, and start there. And then think of yourself as a spiritual being. Look, and if you don't believe in light, love, God, the universe, all of those things, if that's not within your realm, then look up energy scientifically, look up the things that give you knowledge and give you power and give you the strength to be who you are in alignment with your own beliefs. Okay? All right. I will see you very soon. We've got so much stuff to cover, so we're going to be doing that this week, next week, through the end of the year, through the beginning of next year. I am super excited to see you very soon, but in the meantime, you are loved. See you next time.